Come on in, have a seat, and we are live. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael Flecha. Welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk right here on YouTube.com on the Braves Fan 95 page. Thank you so much for watching this, and we appreciate the love and the support you guys have given us in the last few months. As always, I am with Anthony Florio, Dee Woodson. Michael Bullock is running a little late. Hopefully he will be here tonight for this show. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very newsworthy night, to say the very least. We got Smackdown Live. We also have late breaking news that will affect Backlash for this Sunday night that just came down just a few minutes ago. I will explain everything about that. And of course, I also have some big news from and the alternative wrestling reality, AWR, big shows for them. And of course, I got Ring of Honor news on the Mikey's Mindset, but we're not going to waste any time. We're going to dive right in, and we are going to get started. It was Smackdown Live tonight, and, well, some very interesting fireworks that really got the show jumping off. We had basically women that's going to be involved in the first ever six-pack challenge to determine the first ever WWE SmackDown Women's Champion. And I mean, we had Becky Lynch, we had we had this, we had Natalia, we had Naomi, we had Nikki Bella, and we also, well, let me just say, and Carmella. And it was funny because I really thought this was really good. I really liked how this segment was fine. I really liked it. It also gave us a little glimpse into what we want to see later in the night because of the fact that they announced that there was going to be a 6-woman tag team match later on tonight, and it gave us a little glimpse into what we were going to see. So I liked how they did it. I thought all the women were amazing on this. So with that said, Anthony Florio, I'm just going to give it to you, my friend. What did you think?
Yes, thank you very much indeed, Michael Flecha. And hello, friends. It's Anthony Florio here for Cerebral Smack Talk time yet again. We hope you enjoy what we have for you tonight. Yes, Bullock will be coming in late again, and hopefully he doesn't end up missing the show like he did a week ago. But we'll have to wait and see. He was hoping we could have pushed the show back a little bit, but I told him I'm sorry. I don't think that's going to work out. But it is what it is. Hopefully he'll be here in time. But I think we'll be okay because we got Flecha now. We got Fletch working with us this time around because he had to miss the show last week because of work commitments. This time around, I think he saw the show this time, so we should be fine. So fingers crossed that Bullock will be here. So, all right. Now, as far as this is concerned, it wasn't a well put together segment. It was laid out poorly. No one got time to shine. And after Becky's stuff, it all went downhill into every show opening talking segment with more than 3 people ever. The only thing I did like was that they did not hit everyone's music for their entrance. It's annoying and always feels too overproduced with so many people. In my opinion, this was a weak way to hype the 6-woman tag and an even worse way to hype Sunday's title match. So, I mean, I like the elimination stipulation, but like I said, it was a worse way to hype it up. So that's all I can say on that. So, Dee Woodson, I don't know how you feel about it, but your thoughts on this opening segment with the ladies here?
Well, no, it wasn't the best opening segment, nor the best way to hype the match for the pay-per-view, but that's what happens though when you try to put too many cooks in a kitchen. You get kind of a lame segment. So, and that's kind of what we got here is the segment just, the more they added, the worse the segment got. And I do agree. I like it better when they didn't have all the openings for everybody. We just had Becky's entrance and that was it. I did find it kind of interesting that Alexa Bliss, even made a comment at Daniel Bryan on top of the Daddy and Becky being out there, but it wasn't the worst segment ever, but it was half decent, but it is what it is. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right, and we're just going to move on to the first fight of the night, which was Intercontinental Champion The Miz with Maryse going one-on-one with Apollo Crews. And a very interesting inkling here, Dolph Ziggler was out at ringside doing commentary. The winner of the bout was The Miz. Time of the fall, 10 minutes and 10 seconds. Easy to call. Anthony Florio, what did you think about this match?
Fight of the night. Simple as that.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, I'm not kidding you. This, based on my ratings and based on the notes that I have, I mean, it was between two matches. I'll be real honest with you. It was between two matches. But no, this was the fight of the night for me. I mean, this was I thought this was even better than their SummerSlam match. Let's not kid ourselves. 2 3/4 of a star. That's what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it 2 3/4 here. Let me look this up here. Yeah, pretty good match overall, but Crews still feels as if he's missing something. Right now, he lacks the energy that got him noticed, and he has no character to speak of. But it was fine for what it was. Like I said, it was between two matches, like I said, but I thought this one was a smidgen better than the other top match that I have. So 2 3/4 is my rating for this. So Didi Woodson, your thoughts on Miz and Apollo Crews?
Well, I thought it was a pretty good match. I pretty much kind of agree with the rating. Apollo, yeah, his gimmick is kind of getting lame. He needs to, change it up just a tad bit, or add something to be more eye-catching than what he is, because he's starting to get lost in the crowd. So Miz and Maryse, as usual, doing their normal thing. And of course, if I'm remembering right, because I wasn't able to take notes, Miz did shove Crews into Dolph Ziggler at ringside at one point. So, very good match. I don't think I have an actual top match for the night. I think most of them are either lame or about the same. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right, I thought it was a pretty good fight. I'll give it that 2 3/4 to 3-star rating. I'll give it about 3. I thought this was definitely a very good match. I liked how the body of work of both men. And Didi, just to let you know, yes, you are right. Miz pushed Apollo Crews into Dolph Ziggler and then actually put Crews into that brand new ring post that they did, and then he goes back into the ring, hits him with the skull crushing finale for the 1 2 3, but then he left something in the ring that is normally a no-no. He left the Intercontinental title, left it behind. Dolph Ziggler had possession of it for a little bit, laid it on the ground, telling Miz, go get it, come, if you want the belt, come and get it. Then in a, basically solidified that act of cowardice that The Miz has. He lets his wife go in the ring, grab the Intercontinental title, and Ziggler's a man, so he's not gonna go after a pretty lady. And Maryse grabs the belt, leaves the ring, gives the belt back to The Miz, and Ziggler is absolutely furious at that point, basically yelling, saying you're a coward. You know, you let your wife fight your battles and the whole 9 yards. Well, Miz is going to be put up a shut up time on Sunday night because even though Maurice is there, it's you and Ziggler one-on-one for the Intercontinental Championship. So we're just going to dive right into the next part of the show, folks. And that was, there was a segment that was between AJ Styles and Renee Young. We're just going to gloss over it. I'm not going to go into anything like that. But here's one thing that needs to be talked about, which I really think was really good. And I hope you guys agree. Cuts a promo about Randy Orton and, you know, talking about the evolution of man, God, and that Orton will become his prey on Sunday night. Dee Woodson, if you want to talk about it, please be my guest, my dear.
Nah, I'll let you go on.
All right. Anthony, do you want to take a swing at this?
Actually, I do, Fletch, because I actually took some notes on this, and I'd like to share them if that's okay. So,
the floor is yours.
All right, great. A clever promo here by Bray Wyatt. He's cut a lot of good promos. He needs meaningful wins, and I'm curious to see if he gets one on Sunday. I mean, it was a pre-taped promo, sat in the rocking chair on the foggy set, spoke about how the Predator had no morality or conscience and spent his days terrorizing men. But mankind evolved and adapted. Wyatt said he is the evolution of man, a god, and Orton will become the prey. Like I said, that was clever. He's cut a lot of great promos, and he needs meaningful wins. Oh, boy, does he need meaningful wins. And I'm not only curious to see if he gets one on Sunday, but I'm kind of hoping he gets one on Sunday. But then again, Randy Orton needs a meaningful win, too, after what happened to him at SummerSlam with Brock Lesnar. We all know what happened with him. And so, what else is there for me to say? I mean, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, so that's all I can say about it. So I'm glad you addressed it, Fletch. It really needed to be addressed, if I'm being real honest. So good job. Let's move on.
All right, and we're going to get into the next fight of the night, which was a 6 women tag team fight. It was Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch, and Naomi versus Alexa Bliss, Carmella, the winners of the bout at 12 minutes and 50 seconds. It was the heel squad of Alexa Bliss, Natalya, and Carmella. Carmella puts the code of silence on Nikki Bella and gets a tap out victory. This was an amazing match. I gotta say, I really love this match. This was by far a far better fight than I thought this was gonna be. And you know, when you do a women's division fight nowadays, you hear about how the Raw women are far superior, far better, anything else. Let me tell you, the SmackDown women are giving it their all, and they're trying their best, and I really think tonight it came out very well. My rating for this one has to be 2.5 to 3 stars is my rating for the match. I really like the way that it worked out. It got plenty of time. Everybody looked like they shined in this fight. So with that said, Anthony Florio, it is all yours, my friend.
Second best fight of the night here. I fully agree with the rating. Solid 2.5 stars. And let me just look at this. I just want to make sure I have the right notes here. Overall match was fine. The work was solid, but lethargic at times. The crowd didn't care for most of it. And for good reason, it simply existed. The closing stretch was good, and the finish was also good, but it was pretty much average when all was said and done. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. I mean, you know, solid 2.5 stars, no question about it. It was the second best fight of the night for me. I was going back and forth between this and the Cruz and Miz fight for fight of the night honors, and I felt that Miz and Apollo Crews, based on the body of work, was just a smidgen better, a quarter star better. So, so solid 2.5 stars is what I'm going to give it. I'm right there with you, no doubt about it, Fletch. You're right about it. So, like I said, when it comes to the match on Sunday, I very much like the elimination stipulation. I mean, we saw how great it worked out last Monday night on Raw on that Universal Championship 4-way. We all remember that. We all remember, I mean, that was a damn near classic. I mean, it's certainly not going to be a 5-star classic by any means, but it'll definitely, you know, be a possibility. It could be a possibility for a possible women's match of the year, but knock on wood. But so that's all I can say on that. So 2.5 stars. I agree with Fletcher's rating. Second best fight of the night by a smidge. So Didi Woodson, this is your territory here. So I got to ask, did the girls impress you this time around in this bout or what?
Oh yeah, I thought they did a bang up job tonight. They were right on top of their game. It was very entertaining compared to some of the other ones we've had. No, it wasn't, earth shattering, but at least they got to do what they're paid to do, which is go out there and actually compete, and keep up with what the guys can do. So, for me, 2.5 stars, and I am looking forward to this elimination match that they have for the ladies to see what happens. We already know there is a few feuds built that's going into this, like Natalya and Becky and Carmella and Nikki. So it's going to be very interesting to see, how those actually play out as well. So, I'm going to toss it over to Fletch.
And now we're going to be talking about probably what's going to be one of the more newsworthy moments of the night. The semifinal of the Smackdown Tag Team Tournament matches. First fight of the night, American Alpha, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan goes up against Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. The winner of the bout in 30 seconds to advance to the finals, American Alpha. Now wait, there was a lot that happened after this fight. The Usos shook hands with the Alphas and then attacked them, sending Jason Jordan outside of the ring, and they worked on Chad Gable's leg. They kicked him in the left leg and dropped him. Then jumped off the top rope and did the Samoan splash on the leg. Right now, Chad Gable, well, there's going to be more. I will talk about it after the second semifinal match. But I can tell you right now, it does not look good for Chad Gable. It does not look good for Chad Gable. It is definitely bad news. I will give you more details when it comes, but right now, Anthony Florio, let's talk about the match. And then after we talk about the second semifinal fight, then I will drop the big news.
About damn time, Usos. It's about damn time they turned them. Yes. Now, if only they could do the same with their cousin, then we'll be in business here. This should have happened a long time ago. Let's be realistic. But the match, well, a colossal disappointment because, I mean, we knew once these teams got together, we were all going into this thinking this was going to be, a classic. It was going to be a classic full of Shakespearean drama. We'll never see a better tag team match if we live to be 100. But, boy, howdy. This was the heel turn you were looking for. They then followed with the top rope splash onto the leg of Gable. Oh, my gosh. And then, yes, Alpha gets the huge win. Usos finally turn heel, which they so desperately needed. And now Alpha is going into the finals, or are they injured? And it was an overall successful segment and really exactly what needed to happen. I'm not going to put a rating on the bout. I could say it's an NR, a no rating. Maybe I could even go as far as to give it a dud. But wow, we didn't see the finish coming that quickly. It deprived us of a hell of a match tonight. But obviously, it set up the Usos turning heel, which we all love, especially me. And I also like the story this tells in terms of Gable being injured heading into the tag tournament finals. And yes, Michael Flecha does have something there. I mean, I just found out the news myself, and oh boy, it's definitely a game changer. That's all I can say. It's a major game changer, and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it will affect Sunday night. So it's an NR to a dud. You can call it what you want, but I'm just gonna simply say no rating for the bout. But everything that happened, the heel turn and everything else by the Usos, well done, and about damn time. About damn time. Now, if only we can do it for their cousin on the other side, then we'll be in business, like I said. So, D.D. Woodson, how do you follow that?
Well, for me, I guess I'd have to say the match was a train wreck because you just really didn't have anything. Heel turn, totally awesome. Kind of glad that happened. Really, upset for American Alpha because of the injury, but we'll see here in a little bit what happens with their chances to move on. So I'm not going to say too much more. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right, guys. And then the next thing we had was an outside promo with Randy Orton. Very good story. I liked it, but we're just going to move on to that. Then we had Fandango. He basically was trying to, well, I guess perform or dance. I don't know what that deal was. Kane shows up, choke slams him, get him out of there. So we don't even need to go there. The next thing we had, you know what? I'm just going to get right into it. The second semifinal fight, it's Rhino and Heath Slater versus the Hype Bros, the winners of the bout. At 7 minutes and 20 seconds, it's Heath Slater and Rhino. They advance to the finals where people are going to think, all right, so it's American Alphas and Slater and Rhino in the final, right? Here's what happened. Unfortunately, during Talking Smack on the WWE Network, Shane McMahon has announced that Chad Gable has suffered an MCL strain. It's not a tear, it's a strain. He is out 2 to 4 weeks, does not need surgery. However, that means he is out of Backlash. What does that mean now? So, what has been announced is this. At Backlash, we are going to have the Hype Bros versus the Usos in a play-in fight. Basically, the winner of this fight will fight Rhino and Heath Slater, and the winner of that match will become Smackdown Tag Team Champions. With everything included, we're going to talk about the fight, and we're going to give us our thoughts about now this new twist to the tag team title tournament. Anthony Florio, you are the one that gets to lead off on all of this. It is all yours, my friend.
Oh man, a lot to get into, but I'm gonna take some time on this. So
take as much time as you need.
Oh, I certainly will, because I got a lot to say about it. The match is 2 stars. I'm going to be real honest. The match was just there and nothing special. And the tag tournament final should be fun, even though it's not the Alpha Uso Classic that we expected before they unveiled the brackets. Gable getting injured. I mean, that's a sad state of affairs. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say on that. I mean, you hate to have something like that happen. And 2 to 4 weeks. My guess is they're going to get a shot at the tag team titles. I'm guessing at the next SmackDown brand exclusive pay-per-view, which will be No Mercy, which will take place on Sunday night, October 9, from the Arco Arena in Sacramento. My guess is whoever wins the tournament is going to defend will have to defend the titles against American Alphas, to be fair. So that's all I can say on that. And like I said, the match with Slater and Rhino and the Hype Bros, I'm going to give it a solid 2 for the effort. Like I said, it was just there, nothing special. But man, I mean, the Slater and Rhino stuff, I mean, it's silliness. What I know a lot of people are going to say it's silliness. And are we supposed to believe that really is Slater's wife and children, or is this all going to be revealed as a ruse? I mean, that's really all there is to say about it. I mean, I know I know there are those, including you, Fletch, that says that the Slater story is fun and everything else. And I mean, I could channel my. I mean, when they got the 3, when Rhino and Slater went over, I channeled my inner JR on this. And I said, by God, Mrs. Slater's baby boy has made the finals. Fire up the microwave, baby. We're this close to getting that double wide. Yeah. And, but boy, howdy. I mean, it is fun. The Slater story is fun just to an extent. I mean, to me, it's still, I still think of it as a little bit of some campy comedy nonsense. But, I mean, the match was just, like I said, the match was just there. Nothing special. Solid 2 for the effort. But, I mean, what a damn shame, like I said. I mean, my heart aches for the Alphas. I mean, I really thought they were going to win the titles in the first place. But with this injury, I mean, you got to do what's best for your long-term health. And praise God that it's just a strain and not a tear. Because if it was a tear, forget about it. He would have been done. He would have been done, and as done could be. I mean, I don't even know how long he would have been gone if it had been the tear.
If it would have been a tear, Anthony.
Yeah.
Normally the length of injury for that is about 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, 6 to 9. That's what I thought. And I would have felt for Jason Jordan. I mean, what would they have done with him? They probably would have had to reluctantly put him in singles competition. But thankfully, it is just the strain. Like I said, praise God for that. I mean, 2 to 4 weeks. I mean, he should be back in plenty of time for No Mercy. Yeah, I think he should be fine for No Mercy. So like I said, Usos against the Hype Brothers. I mean, obviously, I think the Usos will go over, and of course, with the Usos now healed, they'll obviously make Slater and Rhino the baby faces, sympathetic baby faces, and maybe we could still get some drama out of that. Maybe not like Shakespearean drama like we would have gotten if it had been the Alphas and the Usos in the final. But mark my words, we're going to get the Alphas and the Usos for the tag titles soon enough. And I'm going to go as far as to say it. I think the Usos are going to win the belts. Simple as that. And then I think we're going to get that Usos and Alpha feud over the tag team belts. And I think that all goes down. And I think it's going to go down October the 9th. At No Mercy at the Arco Arena in Sacramento. So, all right, I think I've said my piece here. I think I've gone down everything I needed to go down. So, heartbreaking situation for the Alphas, like I said. So, Edie Woodson, your heart just aches for Chad Gable, doesn't it? I know it does mine.
Oh yeah, I do feel really bad for him. I'm glad it wasn't anything worse than what it was, but still, that's bad enough that he has to be on the shelf at least for a few weeks. And I hate to see anybody get hurt like that in this business, but it is what it is. It happens. Everybody says wrestling's fake. Well, right here, this proves to you, even if you say it's fake, they still go out there, they still get hurt, they still take their bumps and bruises and, put their bodies on the line for the fans night after night after night for, most of the year. They hardly ever get any days off. So, seeing somebody get hurt like that in this particular way, I mean, it's heartbreaking. Even though I'm not a super fan of Nikki Bella, even when she had the neck injury, I still felt bad for her because she's was having to sit out and not be able to participate, and was told that she may never even wrestle again. And now here she is, she's back. But that's this is just one of those things where you just hope for the best, and in this case, it's better than it being tour. So thoughts and prayers go out for him and his family, and even his tag partner there. As for the match, I'll give it maybe a star and a half. I was kind of bored with it, but it is what it is. I'm not entirely surprised at who won the match. As for the announcement of the extra match for the pay-per-view, I'm all for it. Although, I can still hear some people saying, "Well, why are the Usos still in it?" Well, they still deserve a shot, even though they're the ones who caused all this to happen to begin with. So, it is what it is, and I look forward to the pay-per-view to see how this is all going to end up playing out in the end, because now we have to find out who the new number one contender is, so that or the new contender is for the for all this. So we'll see what happens. So Fletch, it's yours.
All right, and we're going to go right into our main event, which was AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose having a verbal confrontation. And I believe Dee Woodson, you lead off on this part, so it is yours, my dear.
How many other people think that AJ Styles looks like a soccer mom? I mean, this is the second superstar I've actually heard call him that, because if I remember right, John Cena did too. He called him a soccer mom. This, I think, is going to be a very explosive match when we get these guys together in the end. And I am looking forward to this because of the fact that these are two very explosive guys. They've got very extreme styles, and we already know Ambrose is so unpredictable. He will do just about anything to anyone to get to his means of an end. And AJ Styles is almost the same way, but also at the same time, he can surprise you with throwing in something that you never would expect to come out. But both of them can be very dangerous individuals, and it's going to make for a very exciting match at the pay-per-view. The segment itself, it wasn't entirely exciting, but at the same time, it did make you at least end with a thought, okay, these guys are going to meet up, and this is what we're going to get. And I'm hoping for that it is going to be one of the big matches of the night when it comes to the pay-per-view. But we'll just, like I said, with the whole thing, you just have to wait and see and play it out. For me right now, I think the match that I'm looking forward to the most has to be the girls with that elimination tag. So, Fletch, it's yours.
Yeah, no, I think it was a very solid segment to close the show. I really had a lot of fun with this. I thought it was very enjoyable. Oh my God, Dee Woodson, you just had me on the floor rolling with that soccer mom comment. Oh my God, I'm laughing so hard right now. But no, this was really good, and I love the fact that AJ Styles got the upper hand. Now, normally Booking 101 would say that that means Dean Ambrose is probably going to win the belt. Not necessarily, because I'm hearing something about, that Owens, because Triple H has his so-called vision of champions and whatnot. And I heard a rumor. We might get into this maybe Saturday night because I guess I'm going to be hosting the preview, and I'm going to be here a Saturday night for the preview for Backlash. So there's a scenario that I'm going to throw at you guys, and I want to know if you're going to say yes or no at it. We'll get into it on Saturday night, but something tells me that I think we just witnessed a week where Dean Ambrose is the WWE World Champion. Just my thoughts, my feelings alone.
What do you want to know?
Give me your thoughts about the ending of the show.
Yeah, the ending of
the AJ Styles and the Dean Ambrose, the verbal conversation.
Oh, okay. Started off really rough with comedian Ambrose. It thankfully got better, but then it ended abruptly and anticlimactically. Ambrose is way better when serious. The Ziggler feud showed that. And I have no idea why they allow him to do, the comedy stuff, even though I know you get a kick out of it a lot, Mikey. I know you do. I know how much you love it, given our past chats and stuff. But all in all, it was a solid final segment between Ambrose and Styles. I really wish we would have heard more from Styles about becoming champion during the build. But the final push was decent, with a good line from Ambrose about not giving trophies to the face who comes in second place. And the shot below the belt was actually a solid follow-up from last week. And, there is a question that comes to mind here. I do have one question, and I like to know what Flecha and Didi think about this. Why couldn't they have done? Now, this is just my opinion. This is what they really should have done. What I think they should have done, as far as the main event segment goes, instead of this somewhat. I mean, even though it was fine, I still consider this an unnecessary segment, if I'm going to be real honest with you. I mean, the confrontation, I would have rather have had a tag team match in the main event spot. I'd rather would have had The Miz and AJ Styles teaming up against Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. Why couldn't they have done that, or something other than that what we got? Just a food for thought, So I'd rather they would have done the tag bout myself, with Styles and The Miz going up against Ambrose and Ziggler. That's what I would have done. That would have been my booking scenario. But that's just a food for thought for me. So, Didi Woodson, do you agree with my little scenario there? I think they should have done that tag bout, as far as I'm concerned.
Anything would have been better than just having them stand there and argue with each other for an ending segment. Like I said, you guys, hyped up on it. For me, I wasn't as hyped up on it because it just, it just was not an eye-catching segment for me. But, I agree. I think we should have had some sort of a match, tag match, singles match. I don't care. We should have had some sort of a match to end the show on, other than just these two going at it verbally and then just cutting the show off. I mean, you're sitting here going, hello, what's next? It just left you just hanging, with nothing to really sink your teeth into. So, yeah, in a way, I kind of agree. We should have had some sort of a match for an ending instead of a segment. So, Fletch, it's yours.
All right, let's go into overall reviews. Didi Woodson, you lead off.
I think this was a pretty strong, a little bit stronger than Raw this week. But I will give it like a thumbs in the middle, because you did have some low points as well. But it was a pretty good go home show, with respects to what we had at the last pay-per-view. Like I said, I'm the build up at the beginning of the show with the girls, all right, not something to write home about, but the match itself with the girls was a very good, lead off for the pay-per-view match. Orton and Bray Wyatt, as usual, cutting great promos. Like I said, I didn't want to get into it that too much, but yeah, it's they're always giving you something to look forward to in their promos, and with them going up against each other, that's giving you the match leading up to this match that's going to be totally awesome. And I have a feeling it probably will be, if not a 5-star classic, it'll be pretty close to it. Because both of them, I mean, they're just, even if you hate either one of them, they're both very awesome competitors. They both know what they're doing in the ring. They know, they pretty much know everything that they need to know to give you that quality match that you want. The tag team tournament, it's taken a strange turn, but hey, we're still going to get to a means of the end. Still, it's sad. American Alpha, got all this way, worked as hard as they can just to have, one little incident in the ring that killed their shot. And, like I said, a lot of people are going to be saying, well, why aren't the Usos getting punished for it? But, it is what it is. They still deserve a shot because they still, they've worked really hard. They've been former tag team champions, and this heel, this was a good way to turn them heel. This heel turn is going to be good, I think, for their career, and giving them that next step, the next level to get to where they need to get to. But all in all, I would probably give it a 6.5 to a 7-star show. So I'm going to cut out here. I've got training again in the morning, so y'all have a good night, and I will see you at the pre-show.
Yes, indeed. And Anthony Florio, you lead off. You take it here.
Okay. I'm right around the same ballpark here. I think 7 is pushing it, if I'm being a little bit honest here. I'm going to give this between 5.5 and 6 out of 10. A rough edition of Smackdown, which as the go-home show for Backlash has to be considered a complete disappointment. The opening segment was all over the place and not good. The wrestling was average at best, what little of it we got. The tag title tournament matches have been lacking, even though I fully enjoyed the Usos' heel turn. Dolph Ziggler is a whiny loser, and Dean Ambrose, prop comic, needs to go away. I mean, the unknown comic was a lot better than what we're seeing with Dean Ambrose here. He's a lot better when he's serious, like I said a little bit ago. Heath Slater at least makes me laugh because he's supposed to. Oh yeah, and there is Backlash on Sunday with not even a full card announced. I have enjoyed SmackDown more than Raw in recent weeks, and I'm going to be real honest with you, even though I'm a Raw guy. But this one did very little to get me, ridiculously overexcited for Sunday's show. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, yes, but I can't say I'm really over the moon about it. I mean, Ambrose and Styles, there's no doubt about it. That's going to be the fight of the night, hands down. I mean, that's got potential to be 4.5 to 5 easy based on the body of work of both men. And, Styles, of course, with coming off that 5-star classic match with John Cena at SummerSlam, and then definitely a match of the year contender, if not the match of the year. That's how damn good it was. We all remember that. And I think he can get 4.5 to 5 out of Ambrose here, easy, no doubt. And Orton and Wyatt, I'm looking forward to that one as well. I think that's got potential to be maybe 3.5 to 4 at best. The tag titles, I got to be honest, that's a bit of a letdown if I'm going to be real honest. I mean, like I said, the heart, your heart just breaks. Your heart just bleeds for Chad Gable. I mean, but these things do happen, and as of now, we only have 5 matches on the card, unless they're planning on making this like a short show. I mean, they could make this like a 2 to 2.5 hour show, if I'm going to be real honest with you. I mean, you've got Randy Orton against Bray Wyatt. You got The Miz against Ziggler, which I think will be fine. I think that will be a solid 3 to 3.5 at best. I mean, even though those two men, remember, those two guys, Miz and Ziggler, did the unthinkable, and they gave us a 5-star classic match on, of all shows, main event. Remember that a few years back. And the women's bout, I mean, the 6-pack challenge elimination style gives me hope for that. And so that's really all I can say. It's only a 5-match card, 4 of those matches being championship matches. And, all the belts are on the line. Even though we're going to be crowning we're guaranteed 2 new champions because we're crowning 2 new champions. I don't know if Ziggler's going to go over the Miz for the IC belt. Maybe Miz retains via chicanery. As far as the world title goes, I think Ambrose right now is the favorite. Even though, in all honesty, I would love to see AJ Styles win the title myself. Because he came so close twice before, when he went up against Roman Reigns earlier this year at Extreme Rules and Payback, respectively. So, and then you throw in a solid Orton Wyatt bout. So that's 5 matches, Fletch. I mean, I don't know what else there is. I mean, and then, 6. 6, technically 6, if you count that play-in match with the Usos against the Hype Bros. And then the winner goes up against Slater and Rhino. What I think they should do is do that on the kickoff show, if I'm going to be real honest with you, and then save so that way they can be at least rested going into the title match with Slater and Rhino. But ultimately, I got the Usos going over, and I think the Usos are going to win the belts ultimately. But don't worry, we're going to get that Usos and Alpha feud soon enough, and I think that's going to come October the 9th, No Mercy, at the Arco Arena in Sacramento, no doubt about it. And I don't know what else they could add to the card. Maybe they could add Baron Corbin against Kane. I think that's a possibility. I could see them adding that to the card as maybe an impromptu bout or something. I don't know. And who knows what else after that. So that's basically all I can say about it. It's a 5.5 to a 6 out of 10. I'm trying to take as much time as I can so we can at least hopefully get Michael Bullock in here. So, Fletch, I'm hoping you got a loaded Mikey's mindset, because other than this, it looks like we're going to have ourselves another open and short show like we did last week. So 5.5 to 6 is my rating. So without any further ado, let's throw it up to good old MF for his Mikey's mindset.
All right. Well, here's what we're gonna do. First off, the Mikey's mindset. Ring of Honor. We had a show this past week. Started out with a promo by the Bullet Club and the new Ring of Honor World Champion Adam Cole, interrupted by Jay Lethal. That was a very solid segment. I really liked how everybody played in that part of the show. Then we had our first fight of the night, which was Caprice Coleman going one-on-one with Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle was the victor in that one. Then Prince Nana comes out, Dijak. Basically, it was a squash fight. There was really not much to talk about that fight, so we're just going to move on. And the main event was Jay White and Leo Rush as they went up against the Briscoes. Briscoes won the match in basically no time whatsoever. So, great show. This was about maybe a 7 out of 10 is the overall rating for the show. And now, like I said, I had a lot of news, and this is going to take up a lot of time, guys, because, like I said, there's been matches on matches galore that's been announced up to this point. So here we go. We first start off with a match that was announced. It's going to be the Firebrand, Brian Fury. He's going to go one-on-one with Mike Grassa, of course, He's going to be accompanied by the high class Rich Bass. This is going to be a first time ever meeting between these two men, and this is going to be an exciting fight, no doubt about it. The fans are going to be so excited for this. Then we had another match. It's going to be the Ace, Mike Montero. He goes up against, now this is interesting, a non-wrestling member of the Renegade Wrestling Alliance was handpicked by President God Devin Blades. Now, here's the thing. If whoever beats Mike Montero wins the match, he will get an RWA wrestling contract, a legit wrestling contract with RWA, an exclusive deal. So this is going to be a fight of a lifetime for whoever this competitor will be. But for Devin Blades, his night will not be done because he will be in action himself. That's right. They just announced that the Minutemen, Devin Blades and Greg, will go up against Frank Champion and Shay Cash, the heavy hitters. And this is indeed for the Renegade Wrestling Alliance Team Championship. The titles are on the line. Next up, we also have a 6-person tag team fight. It's going to be the Middlesex Express and Stan the Man Styles as they go up against Tom Billington, Dick Lane, and Asana. This war has been going on for a couple of weeks. And then Dan the Man Styles had to go, okay, I'm going to say this. I apologize to all the fans out there. I'm about to get a little gross. But Sizzling Stan Styles, or Stan the Man Styles, posted something on Twitter and basically talked about Asana. Now, everybody knows Asana is a very beautiful baby girl, but there. And he kind of went very raw, very apropos, and very downright wrong. Like, it's so disgusting. It would not even be allowed on Anthony Florio's show because his is a PG rated. However, I am TV 14. I could push the envelope if I wanted to, but this is like TVMA level, so I can't even touch this. Let's just say he talked about her body and what he wants to do with said body. I'll leave that for the imagination, okay? I'll leave it at that. Next up we're going to have is, well, this is a Gorilla Monsoon. I hope the ring is reinforced type fight. You want a big man fight? We got it for you. The Kingpin, Brian Malonis, goes one-on-one with Ace Romero. Now, Brian Malonis is about 400 pounds. Ace Romero is probably tipping the scales at about, I want to say about 300, 350. So think about that. You're going to have about 700 to 750 pounds of beef in that very ring at the Chop Shop in Providence. Good Lord, get ready for a fight. And then they just announced, this just got added just about an hour ago. This just got announced in what they call a survival of the names in the game in a multi-man match. The Heat, Chris Pyro, DJ AC from the Cool People, and Big Daddy T Phoenix are all going to be in action. This is a straight up triple threat fight. Basically, you're just looking for honor, for glory, for whoever wins. You're going to be the head honcho on this one. Now, like I said, DJ AC, he's probably looking at possibly a future RWA tag team title fight in the Cool People. They beat Chris Pyro and Davey Cash, the Hoods, not too long ago. And T Phoenix, well, he's just on a rampage right now, off the heels of a DQ loss to my boy Jack Connor, Jammin' Jack Connor. So now, what's this going to look like? There. And that event is going down, folks, on Friday night, September 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern start time at the Chop Shop in Providence. And on top of that, we also have a full card because sale right now at rwawrestling.net. $10 for general admission. If you want VIP, it's $15, and you guys can get it, like I said, at rwawrestling.net. And if there's more announcements, it will be done right here next week on the Cerebral Smack Talk. Now, the next part of the show I'm going to talk about is the AWR, which is the alternative wrestling reality. Well, step into the reality again on Friday night, September 30th. This one, there is no website or anything like that. It is at the Chop Shop in Providence. This time around, it's free, guys. So get there early. You can get a good seat because you don't have to pay. And 3 matches have already been announced. The Hollywood balls, and I mean bald-headed men. That's why they call them the Hollywood balls. They are going to go up against the old school icons. This is not going to be for the AWR tag team titles. This is a non-title fight. Theodore Livingston is going to make his debut. He's going to go up against the Freak Show, Sean Leiter. That's going to be a one-on-one match. And in the main event, the shooter, JP Hansen, is going to go up against Alex Corvus. And that is going to be for the AWR Championship. Now, what else is going to happen? You're just going to have to wait and find out, folks. That's going to be it. Oh, man, that's it. I'm done. I got nothing else on the Mikey's mindset. I'm so sorry, guys, but that means the show is done for the night. So this is what we're going to have to do. Thursday night is another edition of the Strictly Sports College Football Thursday. Anthony Florio will get to host the show, and we are going to be talking about the top 25, and we're going to drop our first power rankings. Then Friday night is Sports NFL Football Friday. We are going to talk about, well, anything that's done with the NFL, all 15 matchups. We might even give you our thoughts about the first game of the season, which is Panthers versus Broncos, the Thursday night special. And then Saturday night, I don't know what time. We're going to plan that out, but expect it to be right here on Braves Fan 95, our preview video for Backlash. And then Sunday night, again, our recap video of the event right here on Braves Fan 95. We go the ridiculously raw Anthony Florio, the Tone 25 on Monday night, and come right back here again 1 week from tonight for another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk. My goodness, we are going to be busy for this next week. Non-stop recording. I hope you guys are ready. I know Anthony is ready. I know I am ready. Michael Bullock will be ready. And we are going to be going pedal to the metal. So we get a sabbatical, a night to breathe. We're back at it again on Thursday night. For Anthony Florio, for Didi Woodson, in spirit, Michael Bullock, in spirit, Derek Ferreira. I'm Michael Flecha. You know the routine, everybody. How's the hand pounds? We are out. Thank you so much for watching this. Like the video. Share it with all your friends on social media. And there's really nothing more to say. Have a good night, everybody. So long for now. Jose Hand Pounds, we are